Hi, this is Amanda. I'm here at Big Storm Brewery with Joey, the operations manager. Amanda with FYI Tampa Bay. We're here at the Pinellas Park Brewery for Big Storm. Joey's going to take us on a tour and tell us a little bit about the facility.
How you guys doing? Welcome. We're so excited to have you. You are in Pinellas Park at Big Storm Brewing Company. This is our tap room, as you can see. This is where our guests are welcome to come and enjoy our beers. We currently have 12 on tap, along with 6 wines, ciders, and sodas available as well. Moving forward, we're going to be adding 8 more taps, so we're going to have 20 available to the public. We also sell kegs and 6-packs, as well as growler fills every day of the week, 11 to 11. And you're welcome to come anytime. We also have events on Friday and Saturday evening. We have food trucks as well as live entertainment. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of our brewery, tell you a little bit about Pinellas and what makes us special and different from other breweries in the area. Alright, so follow me. Okay, so I am standing in our brewery area. To my left is our cellar. To my right is our brewhouse. I'm going to take you through step by step what makes Big Storm great and how we make our beer. Alright, starting with our brew deck, so follow me. Okay, so here at Big Storm we are a 30-barrel brew house, meaning that we brew 30 barrels at a time. Our fermentation tanks range all the way from 30 up to 120 barrels. Roughly 30 barrels of beer is going to be almost about 1,000 gallons. So in one giant fermentation tank, as you can see over here, we have roughly 4,000 gallons of beer that ferments in anywhere from a 2-week to 8-week time frame. Starting here at the brew deck, as you can see, we have a 4-vessel system. Everything from our mash mixer to our loader ton, our kettle, and our whirlpool. Basically on a crash course, during these phases of brewing, we're going to be adding malt with water, taking malt out, adding hops for balance, and then last but not least, filtering out the hops and preparing for fermentation. Okay, so one of the things that we're really proud of here at Big Storm is that we have a fully automated system put in by DME. They did a phenomenal job of taking us through the process to maintain consistency in our beer. And that's really important to us to make sure that you guys have a great product at every phase, every step of the way, and every time you purchase our beer, whether it's in Publix or it's here in our tap room. Alright, so welcome to our cellar. So far in the process, we have brought in our grain. We have mixed it with water to get our wort, or our sweet flavored water. After that, we've balanced out the sweetness with the hop bitterness, flushed it out, and kind of put it into fermentation tanks ready to add our yeast, which is our last element of the brewing process. Your yeast is going to naturally produce carbon dioxide and oxygen by metabolizing the sugar that came in originally from the malt. As you can see, the tanks to my left are going to be the 2 or 360s, along with the 820 barrels. Again, those are about 4,000 gallons per tank. So obviously, this is a very high volume facility. We produce our 4 cores here, which are going to be Helicity, Arcus, Wavemaker, and Oats and Hose. We also can them, but we're here to produce in this facility for distribution out to local stores and our tap room.
Where do you guys get your yeast?
That's a really good question, Amanda. To my right, you can see these 2 10-barrel tanks. We use these for our yeast propagation program. We have our lab coordinators and techs who work with the different yeast strains that we use here, and we find out what works best with our different styles of beer. We continue to multiply our own yeast here depending on what strand of beer we're working with. So with Helicity, for instance, it's going to be lagering yeast, which generally is going to be working at lower temperatures, between 40 and 50 degrees, and tends to be a bottom fermentation yeast, whereas different ales like Wavemaker, for instance, or Oats and Hose is going to work mainly with ale yeast that's more quick working, quickly moving. It's going to work in about a 2-week period and tends to be top fermented. Okay, so here at Big Storm, one of the things we're most proud of is our filtering process, also known as our centrifuge. Basically, the way these machines work, if you would just picture a roller coaster and you go around in a circle really fast and you kind of scoot your butt to the side, same concept here. The way this works is the beer's going to come in and spin around really fast. After that, the extra yeast particles, any extra malt or plant matter from the hops are going to scoot out to the side and shoot down the back and out the pipe around the corner and look kind of like soft serve ice cream. So for me, it's always really cool to see on one side really bright gold, beautiful beer coming out, on the other side chocolate ice cream, and to think that was one time, one material is really awesome, and to know that our filtration device does a great job and yields us great beer is good for us to know.
So Joey, what do you guys do with that chocolate ice cream?
So the chocolate ice cream, or the excess particles of malt, plant matter, and of course yeast, are mixed with our spent grain, and then we dish it out to our silo, and then every week farmers come by and pick it up, and we give it to them free, and they feed their pigs with it. Okay, so we're standing in our cellar. Next to me are 4 bright tanks. Bright tanks meaning it has nice, bright, ready for service beer in it. Just came out of our centrifuge. If you were going to do a keg stand in the brewery, this is where you'd want to be, right here at bright tank number 4.
Do you guys do your own packaging in this location?
That's a really good question. Yes, we do, Amanda. Actually, we have our Palmer canning line here, as you can see behind me. What I'd like to do right now is take you guys step by step through the process of how we get our beer into cans and out in the market for you to buy. So this giant tower here, this is our depalletizer. Basically what it is when we purchase our cans, they come in giant pallets. We put the pallet on and it acts like a giant elevator. One row at a time, it's going to lift it up, and our arm is going to push them onto the conveyor belt, where we'll move to step number 2. Okay, step number 2 is our conveyor belt right here. As you can see, they're going to come down the slide. The cans will flip upside down where they go into this housing area. They'll be cleaned and sanitized and flipped right back up. After that, they're going to go on to our first carousel here. They are going to be puffed with CO2 to reduce foaming and get rid of the oxygen, kind of a purge system. After that, they'll be filled onto carousel number 2, where they will be crimped and sealed with tops right here. On their way out, they will be cleaned. They'll go through the air blade to make sure that no excess water remains on the aluminum. That's how you get mold. After that, we're going to move down to step number 3. So much like the centrifuge, I've never worked with a packaging machine before, so it's really interesting for me to see this work. Basically, cans are filtered out in sets of 2, so 3 sets of 2, and a swing arm is going to come and push them inside a box that's put together and glued by the machine. As those boxes work their way down the line in sets of 4, the same process will happen all over again on this side, but it will happen in a case format. So by the time it's all over, we will have a smooth case of 24 beers cased in 6 packs individually, ready to be stacked on a pallet and out to the store for you to buy.
So Joey, tell me, how many cans of beer can you produce in 1 hour?
All right, so at full speed, our canning line does about 100 to 110 cans a minute. That translates to about 6,000 cans an hour, or roughly 250 cases. In a given day, we'll case about 950 depending on our yields. And a case is 24 cans.
So tell me, where does that beer go once it's canned?
Great question. So if you'll just help me out here, Amanda, and pull this rope. Okay, so this is our production cooler. This is where our kegs and our cans go to be distributed. So it's important for us that once our cans are produced, that we get them cold, or to keep them cold, and they're distributed cold for the quality of the beer to maintain our very high standard.
So what temperature do you keep these coolers at?
Between 34 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so that concludes our tour. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We hope to see you all soon. Look forward to our sour program, our barrel-aged stuff, and as soon as next week, you'll see our next series of Belgians, which is going to be our Belgian triple, and we're going to work our way all up to Belgian quad and even Belgian quints. So come see us, 12707 49th Street North, Pinellas Park. Thank you.